Yes, my friends! The Philadelphia Eagles have gotten rid of a major problem, and I confess I didn't know what to say when I found out. Howie Roseman undoubtedly made the right decision when he made that decision. Otherwise, we would now be holding a bombshell. We also need to talk about the latest Eagles news, and it made me very happy. Well, I'll tell you everything. But first, make sure you've already hit the like button. But only do this if you believe Howie is a top-notch general manager, and thank God we have him on the Eagles. If possible, comment like this: "Go Birds, I trust Howie." Let's start with that topic, and I'll bring you the rest right away. ESPN gave the Eagles a B+ grade in the offseason, which on paper may seem modest, but when you consider what the team lost and how they responded, that B+ looks more like an A to us. The biggest and arguably most significant change? Bringing back Zach Bond. That 3-year, $51 million contract with $34 million fully guaranteed set the tone. Bond isn't just a linebacker, he's a force of nature. Last year, in what was essentially his first full season as an off-ball linebacker, he was nothing short of an elite performer. A 90.1 PFF grade, ranking second among all 189 off-ball linebackers. Number 1 in coverage with a 91.7 grade. 4 sacks, 69 stops, over 100 tackles. And let's not forget that crucial interception against Mahomes in the Super Bowl. He was everywhere, all the time. He's arguably the best middle linebacker the Eagles have had since Jeremiah Trotter. And yes, we said that. And while Bond's extension might have looked pricey at first, when you compare it to what Fred Warner or Shaq Leonard are making adjusted for inflation, close to $30 million annually, it becomes clear just how good of a deal Howie pulled off. Other top linebackers like Jamian Sherwood and Nick Bolton are pulling in around $15 million a year, and I'd pay $2 million more for Bond any day. That kind of move changes a team's identity, and clearly, Roseman saw it too. For years, the Eagles neglected the off-ball linebacker position. No more. Bond's play changed that narrative. And that move didn't just boost the defense, it reshaped the entire linebacker market across the NFL. Now let's pivot to the offensive side. Extensions were handed out like keys to the kingdom, smart extensions. Lane Johnson, still one of the best right tackles in the league at 35, got a deal that added $8 million over 2 years with a 2027 year at $25 million. That's a future Hall of Famer, folks. PFF grades: 85.4 overall, 88.1 in pass blocking, 0 sacks allowed. That's unheard of. Then there's Saquon Barkley. Yes, we get it. The age, the injury history. He turns 29 in February, but he played like a man possessed last year. Over $20 million in new guaranteed money put him at the top of the RB market after adjusting for cap inflation. Some think it was a reach, but what it did, beyond just securing talent, was send a message. Perform here in Philly, and you'll be rewarded. And that locker room hears that loud and clear. The Cam Jurgens extension, too, was about securing the future. He's one of the best young centers in the game, ranking 7th in pass block win rate in 2024. Yes, $17 million per year is steep, but Creed Humphrey just topped him at $18 million. It's the price of excellence, and continuity matters, especially after Jason Kelce. But it wasn't all roses. The Eagles did lose some key names: Milton Williams, Josh Sweat, and Mekhi Becton. But honestly, the prices just didn't make sense. Williams got $26 million annually. Sweat's $199 million contract was a hard no, and Becton at $10 million per year? Maybe that was the one they could have tried harder to retain. But they're betting on youth. Nolan Smith and Jalen Carter to step up, plus rookies like Tyler Steen for depth.
The real head-scratcher, though, was the C.J. Gardner-Johnson trade. Swapping him in the 6th for Kenyon Green and a 2026 fifth-rounder? Not a fan. C.J. was the heart and soul of that secondary. His instincts, swagger, and leadership, those things are hard to replace. Yes, he's a handful personality-wise, but that edge mattered in big games. Let's hope it doesn't come back to bite us. To offset that, Roseman went bargain hunting and landed some sneaky good additions. Josh Uche, a pressure machine with a 19% pressure rate in 2022. Azeez Ojulari, another solid pass rusher if healthy, and Adoree Jackson, a veteran corner who brings depth and experience. Not headline grabbers, but valuable pieces for a playoff push. All in all, this offseason was less about splash and more about strategy. The Eagles are locking down their stars, betting on ascending talent, and setting themselves up for sustained success. Howie Roseman once again proved why he's one of the sharpest minds in the league. But with big decisions come big expectations. So what do you think, Eagles fans? Was this a top-tier offseason, or are there still holes to fill heading into camp? Let me know in the comments, and if you're ready, I've got part 2 of this breakdown coming up. Just say the word. The decision to move on from certain veterans while investing heavily in younger, ascending talent underscores a fundamental shift in how the Eagles are building this team. They're not clinging to the past. They're not overpaying for nostalgia. They're looking forward with a clear plan in place. That plan? Build through the trenches, secure cornerstone players early, and trust the coaching staff to develop the rest. And the way Howie Roseman structured these contracts? He's protecting cap flexibility while keeping the core intact. That's the blueprint. Take Cam Jurgens, for instance. Only a few years into his career, and already he's commanding top-tier center money. The Eagles are banking on him becoming the next great anchor in the middle of the line, continuing the legacy left by Jason Kelce. And sure, the back injury is a concern, but you don't give out a contract like that unless you've done the medical homework and believe in the upside. If Jurgens hits, the Eagles are set at center for another decade. The calculated risk with Saquon Barkley speaks volumes too. We've seen too many teams hand out big running back contracts and regret them. But this one? It was different. Barkley isn't just a running back. He's an offensive weapon. His ability to catch out of the backfield, block, and stretch plays gives Philadelphia flexibility in its offensive schemes. Plus, with a revamped offensive line and a creative offensive coordinator, Barkley's workload can be managed, preserving his explosiveness deep into the season. Let's not forget Lane Johnson. Age be damned. He's playing like a 28-year-old. That contract extension doesn't just reward past performance. It ensures that Jalen Hurts remains upright and comfortable in the pocket. And if there's anything we learned last year, it's that a clean pocket for Hurts equals points. Lots of them. And speaking of Hurts, every move this offseason seems calculated to put him in the best possible position to succeed. From solidifying the line in front of him to adding weapons around him to maintaining a defense that can give him the ball back, this front office is all in on its franchise quarterback. They're not just hoping he carries the team, they're equipping him to lead it. Now, circling back to the defensive side, the Eagles made quiet yet significant additions to the pass rush and secondary. Josh Uche's pass rush metrics pop off the page. He may not be a household name, but advanced stats show he wins at the line of scrimmage consistently. If he can stay healthy, he could be the perfect complement to Haason Reddick or Nolan Smith on the edge. Azeez Ojulari is another high-upside player. Injuries have slowed his development, but when he's on the field, he has a knack for disrupting plays. The Eagles are hoping that a deep defensive line rotation will help keep him fresh and productive. The same can be said for Adoree Jackson. He's not being asked to be CB1, that's Darius Slay's and James Bradbury's job. But as a veteran presence and situational corner, Jackson can provide invaluable depth. So now it's up to Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff to mold this group into a cohesive, battle-ready unit. The pieces are in place. The money's been spent wisely. The expectations are clear. It's time for execution. If you're still here, you're a real one. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and keep riding with us all season long. Check out the videos on the screen for more deep dives on player performances, training camp previews, and behind-the-scenes access. Let's keep the energy high, and as always, go Birds!